We're Group 28, and this is our presentation on the topic Modern Currencies and ATP Inspired Money Systems. So, first off, I'll start with the introduction and conceptual framework. So, money has three roles in economic system. The first one is medium of exchange. The second one is unit of account. The third one is store of value. And I'll introduce ATP as the universal energy in biology. So adenosine triphosphate is the energy source for use and storage at the cellular level. And when cells require amount of energy, they use ATP. There is a connection between ATP and money. For ATP, it provides the energy needed for many essential processes, and for money, it serves an important role in the economy as it appears in every aspect of the economy. For ATP, it can be found in all cells, and other cells cannot live on their own without ATP. And without money, economies can also not grow. So, just like ATP and money, they have a correlation. So, this is a diagram comparing between ATP and money. So, for ATP, it stores and transfers energy in cells. For money, it serves as a store of value in economic system. ATP acts as the currency of cellular process, and money is the currency of economic system. So we can see here is that ATP and money are forms of currency in their respective systems, biological and economic. Cells have a limited amount of ATP at any given time. Money is also a limited resource, and people need to accumulate through various means. So we can see here is that both ATP and money represent a limited resource that power activities, whether those activities are cellular processes or economic transactions.
And now I will talk about the ATP-ADP cycle and its decentralized nature, and how ATP works as a battery in the ATP-ADP cycle. ATP consists of adenine, ribose, and three phosphate groups. These phosphate groups carry negative charges, creating high energy tension like a compressed spring. And as for the storage, the bond between ATP phosphate group store energy due to strong repulsion between negatively charged phosphate, and this makes ATP a high energy molecule ready to release energy when needed. And as for the release, when ATP undergoes hydrolysis, a phosphate group is removed and converting it into ADP and releasing energy. This energy powers essential processes like protein synthesis, muscle contraction, signal transmission, and also the molecular transport. And as for the regeneration, ATP is not stored long term and must be continuously regenerated. In animal and human, ATP is synthesized through cellular respiration using glucose and oxygen. And in plants, it's regenerated via photosynthesis. And ATP acts like a rechargeable battery because ATP is like a fully charged battery, providing energy for cellular reaction. When the energy is used, ATP converts it into ADP, a depleted battery. And to continue functioning, ADP needs to be recharged through biological processes before it can supply energy again. And move on to the decentralized nature of the ATP-ADP system. ATP production and usage in its cell. ATP is produced locally within cell in the cellular respiration, glycolysis, and also the photosynthesis in plants. And is used immediately for critical function like muscle contraction, active transport, and also the biosynthesis. And as for no centralized authority control ATP, there is no central control over ATP production. Each cell independently regulates its ATP supply based on its energy need, optimizing usage and minimizing waste. And as for ATP as a universally adopted energy currency in biology, ATP is considered as the energy currency of the cell because it's widely used across all forms of life from bacteria to humans. Much like money in the economy, ATP serves as a primary energy carrier within cells, similar to how money is used for transaction. Money can be used for various purposes and is reused countless times. As just as money facilitates the exchange of goods and services, ATP facilitates the transfer of energy for cellular processes and activities. It's a continually regenerated, allows cells to use and expend energy efficiently as needed. So it can be concluded that the decentralized ATB system enables cells to function efficiently without a central regulatory mechanism.
So we will move to the comparison between gold standard and ATP models. The gold standard and ATP are conceptually similar in that both serve as a medium of exchange. Still, they operate in entirely different contexts, one in economics and the other in biochemistry. The comparison is more metaphorical than lectures, but it can help illustrate the concept of universal currencies in different domains. So next, we will talk about a comparison between gold self-regulating properties and ITPs. So under the gold standard, the money supply was tied to the amount of gold held by a country. If a country ran a trade surplus, this would accumulate gold, increasing the money supplies and stimulating inflation. Conversely, a trade deficit would lead to the gold outflows, reducing the money supplies and causing deflations, which create a self-correcting mechanism for trade imbalance. However, this system was rigid and could lead to economic instabilities as the money supply could not be easily adjusted to respond to changing economic conditions. So with the ATP models, ATP is continuously produced and consumed in cells to meet energy demand. When energy is needed, ATP is hydrolyzed into the ADP and ingonate phosphate releasing energies. Where energy is abundant, ATP is reinjected from ADP and phosphate. This circle is tightly regulated by cellular feedback mechanisms, ensuring that energy supply match demand. So in conclusion, gold self-regulation is slow and tied to external factors like mining and trade balance, while ATP's regulation is rapid and internally controlled by cellular process. So why the gold standard was largely abandoned in the 20th centuries? The first reason is inflexibilities in money supplies, economic instabilities, and trade imbalance. These factors clearly show that the gold standard is unstable, constantly fluctuating, and affected by external news. As the supply of gold often fails to keep pace with economic growth, this led to the falling price, reducing consumer spending, and economic stagnation. So the key event leading to abandon is the first is the World War One. Many countries were abandoned the gold standard to finance the war effort by printing monies. Germany is the first country to do it. The second is Great Depression. The gold standard exacerbate economic downturns by forcing countries to maintain high interest rate and tight monetary policies. You can see the second picture on the right hand side that after 1971, US government was exit the gold standard and use the US dollar power to control the world's economies. And the final is Bretton Woods systems in 1944.
We are going to discuss how the efficiency of ATP in biological energy transfer has inspired new financial models, particularly in cryptocurrencies, decentralized finance, DeFi, and energy-backed currencies. These innovations aim to address weakness in traditional monetary system by enhancing decentralization, efficiency, and intrinsic value. Let's start with cryptocurrencies and DeFi. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum operate on decentralized network, enabling P2P aka P2P transactions without intermediaries. Ethereum, with its smart contract functionality, automates financial agreements, much like ATP powers secular processing efficiency. DeFi platform take this further by providing lending, borrowing, and trading service on without traditional banks. This decentralization improves financial accessibility and efficiencies, much like ATP enables energy flow in living. Next slide, we're going to discuss about the ATP-inspired economic models. By mirroring ATP seamless energy transfer, decentralized financial systems strive for resilience and self-sufficiency. Unlike fiat currencies, which are prone to inflation and government mismanagement, decentralized alternatives reduce reliance on central authorities. For instance, energy-backed currencies derive their value from tangible resources, offering a stable alternative to fiat money, which is often affected by political and economic instability. Finally, let's consider the limitations of fiat money. Its value is based on government backing and public trust, not physical assets. This makes fiat vulnerable to inflation, economic instability, and devaluation if confidence in the issuing authority weakens. Additionally, centralized control restricts individual financial autonomy.
So let's compare ATP, the energy currency of biology, to financial systems and how ATP principles apply to finance. First, energy transfer and circulation. Just like ATP transfer energy in cells, money in the financial system circulates its value in the economy, enabling smooth transaction and trade. Next, decentralization and regeneration. ATP regenerates within cells, and similarly, decentralized finance platforms using blockchain allows users to create and exchange money without central authorities, just like ATP keeps regenerating. Then self-regulation. ATP self-regulates in cells, and cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin adjust their supply based on market demand. Thought it's still a challenge to get this perfect. Looking ahead, an ATP-inspired economic system could bring huge changes like enhanced efficiency. A decentralized system could speed up transaction, cut costs, and allocate resources more effectively, much like ATP maximizes energy use in cells. Empowers individuals. Decentralized finance gives people control over their financial access, reducing reliance on banks and governments. Similar to how ATP empowers cells, resilience and flexibility. Just as ATP helps cells adapt, decentralized currency could stabilize economies during crises by adjusting to changes in supply and demand. Lastly, global inclusivity. This system could allow more people, especially those without access to traditional banking, to participate in the economy, reducing inequality. In short, an ATP inspired system could make enemy more efficient, resilient, and inclusive. Moving to the conclusion part, in summary, ATP functions like a rechargeable battery, constantly discharging and recharging through processes like respiration. Its decentralized cycle, operating within itself, mirror decentralized finance system if applying to currency. This could create an energy-like currency that regenerates and adjusts based on economic needs, minimizing central control while the gold standard has self-regulation. It lacks the flexibility and adaptability of ATP, making it less effective in today's economy.